there, have you ever looked at a pile of data and thought, how do I make a sense of this? Well, that's where Power BI comes in. Imagine turning boring spreadsheets into stunning interactive dashboards with just a few clicks. That sounds exciting, right? And in this video, we are diving into Power BI from the basics to transforming data, creating charts, visualizations, and even building a real dashboard in our demo. So whether you're a beginner or looking to sharpen your skills, this is the perfect place to start. So let's get started. Just a quick information, if you're interested to become a business analyst, Simplilearn offers the perfect certification program to help you achieve your goals. With this course, you learn how to solve complex business problems and gain essential skills, all aligned with IIBA Babcock V3 standards, including CBAP and CCBA certification. You'll also earn valuable certifications from IBM, attend masterclasses with IBM Expert, and get hands-on experience with real-world projects. So find the course link in the description box below and in the pinned comments. Let's get started.
So we're clicking on transform data here, and we are directed to Power Query Editor here. Power Query Editor is going to be a separate window. This is our Power BI desktop. This Power Query Editor window, you can see we have our tabs here, the ribbons. These ribbons are majorly concerned with transformation and cleaning of dataset. Also observe there are 3 panes, queries. This is preview. In Power Query Editor, we have 3 panes, queries, which are dataset that we are extracting from the data source. Second is this is a preview pane, and third is query settings. Currently, we will deep dive into visualizations part and into cleaning and transformation. We'll see that in another video. We'll still go through the basics here. So first is look at this date. We can see the preview that this is a date column. We can click on this calendar icon and we can change the data type that we have here. Usually, Power BI is successful in identifying the data type. As you can see right now, for the region, it has a successfully identified text. For number, it's a decimal number, and likewise. We also have a vertical bar. We have a horizontal bar. We can explore other columns that we have inside the data set. As you can see, the data type is properly identified. We are only going to go ahead and change the name of the data set. Currently, it's a retail data set. So let's rename this to retail data set here. And now we will go ahead, closing the Power Query Editor and applying and loading the data set into the Power BI desktop. We do have an option to only apply and not close the editor. We do have the option to only close and do not load the data set there. Currently, we will be closing and loading the data set there. Closing and loading the data set into the Power BI desktop. You can see the data set is loading up here. It's a small data set of 100 rows. Now here we have our retail data set. Once we have our data set loaded, now we can go ahead and start working on creating visualizations. But before we create visualizations, we should be aware about the basic interface of Power BI and the terminologies related to Power BI interface and desktop. First is, there is not much space here to build. You can see the dotted line square here. Let's understand visualization. What are visualizations? All visuals are images created from data. They help you see patterns, trends, and insights at a glance. In Power BI, you can create visuals like pie chart, line charts, maps, and KPIs. Pie charts are great for showing proportions like sales by region. Let's discuss them one by one. Bar or column charts. Bar or column charts are created to see the distribution between one categorical variable and one numerical variable. As in the example, you can see we are looking at month-wise sales variance in percentage, or you simply want to go ahead and see the average selling area size for 2 different store types here. Line and area charts. Ideal for tracking trends over time like website traffic, sales from last year and next year, or to look at a certain patterns, seasonal or cyclical. Line charts and area charts are typically created over time series. Time series is any component of date hierarchy or time hierarchy, meaning year, quarter, month, weeks, or days. Says pie charts, donut charts, and funnel charts. Charts are great for showing proportions like sales by region, sales by different chains or categories. Similarly, donut charts can be used for similar reasons to show percentage distribution across certain dimensions and categorical variables. Funnel charts here can show you proportion in percentages here. As you can see right now, opportunity count by sales stage. We are looking at the sales funnel right now. How many leads we had? How many qualified out of that? How many we have provided solution for? Then out of that, how many made the proposal stage? And how many out of the 100% were at last finalized and converted? So Power BI offers 4 core built-in map visuals to help you represent any kind of geographical data set. So here display geographic data such as sales by country or maybe by state or any other location or geographical location-based data set. There are 4 built-in maps. First is your basic bubble map. They can be created like these. Here are a few examples. Another is filled map. Filled map is where the geographical area inside the map is filled with colors. Third is ArcGIS map. ArcGIS map is an online connected map which can show you individual district. It is interactive and dynamic. It has many more features as compared to a simple bubble map and filled map that we have seen. Last one is shape maps. Shape maps are good for highlighting. In the shape maps, we cannot have data labels and it can only highlight or color the region which we add in. Let's begin with creating charts and reports in Power BI.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Simplilearn, where we explore the world of data analytics and visualization. Today, we will dive deep into Power BI to create a variety of charts and explore how to make interactive, engaging dashboards, just like this. We will work with a sample retails dataset to visualize key metrics like sales, profit, units sold. By the end of this video, you know how to create bar charts, line charts, pie charts, donut charts, stacked bar charts, and even a map visualization all on one page. So grab your laptop, open Power BI, and let's get started. Now, we're in Power BI. In this Power BI interface, you might find a few new things. On the right-hand side, vertical corner, you can see a data pane. You have to click on the second build pane, which will give you the options for visualizations. The third icon here is to format whatever object or chart that you select. With the plus sign here, you can customize and get more icons from the insert menu here. If I click them on again, these will be vanished from your view. You can show and hide the panes by clicking on these icons. The left-hand vertical pane remains unchanged. Here are your report view, these are table view, and here you have the model view. Today we are going to explore different type of charts in Power BI. To create and explore the different type of charts, we are going to work on a very simple retail dataset, which is a CSV file. To connect with text or CSV, as usual, we can see here, same as text to columns in Excel. It has identified comma as a delimiter. Now we are going to click on transform data. This will take us to the Power Query. In Power Query, there is, let's check the data type right now. We have date with the date proper data type here. Sales, profit is in decimals. Then we have country and state, which is text. This all seems fine with us. Let's close and apply. Always remember that the interface might look different as Power BI gets updated every month. Not interface, but the Power BI and Power BI online service, that too. Once we are connected with the here retail sales, we can see we have category, country, date, and profit. Let's set their properties first. Category is fine. It is simple text, and we are okay with that. Country is a geographical data set. So we go here and we will describe this, categorize this as country. It is now recognized as geographical data set. Same goes with the state here. We will decide that this is a state. We communicate this to Power BI. It is a geographical data set. Now, let's begin here with exploring different type of charts. As you can see, the dataset we are using is a sample retails dataset, which includes date, region, the geographical location, category, the product category, sales from individual amount, from individual date, total sales amount, profit earned on that particular date, and the total number of units sold for that particular category. We have started by importing this data into Power BI, and now we are moving on to visualization. Let's see some basic visualizations here. First, let's create a bar chart. You can see here we have a bar chart. It's a stacked bar chart, and here also we have a bar chart. Let's create sales by region. Click on the clustered bar chart visual in the visualization pane, which is the first row and the third icon here, inside the build pane here. On the right hand upper corner, you can see the preview of this bar chart. As soon as you have the preview of bar chart here, observing below the build pane, we have y-axis, x-axis, legend, and more options here. Drag region to the axis field. You can also go ahead and check on region. You can either drag and drop, or you can simply check on region. Region gets added into the y-axis. Then drag sales to the values field, that is x-axis here. So here is sales. We are dragging this to x-axis here, or we can simply check on sales here. Now, as you can see, a bar chart is created. We can resize it and keep it here. Now, let's format this chart. Let's see the formatting options for the bar chart. To switch on the formatting options, I will go to the right hand side. In the vertical options, I'll click on format. Once I click on format here, you can see this particular format pane consists of all the formatting options designed only for this bar chart. First, let's switch on the data labels. Just scroll down and switch on the data labels here. Switching on data labels will give more information about the chart rather than going and comparing with the y and x axis. Once we see the numbers here, they are not much visible. So we can expand data labels, put values, and increase the font size, maybe change the font style here. And you can see now they are pretty much visible. We can also decide what units we would like to see here. Maybe we would like to see thousands with one decimal point. Now see, these numbers right now are written at the end of the bar, as you can see, and the position is not decided. You can scroll up here, and within the options, just above the value and the title, you can see the position currently is automatic. Automatic means whenever you will change the font style or size, the position is decided automatically. If you want to fix the position, you have the options here like inside end, outside end, inside center, or inside base. Currently, I am liking it better at the inside end. I would also like to go ahead and change the color of the bar, which is by default blue. In an organization, you might have been given template to follow, a color template to follow. You should go ahead and follow that template. Currently, I am following the basic color here. Format, under the visual format settings, we have changed the bar color and given the data labels and formatted them too. Within the format, we do have properties. These properties are not specific to the chart. These properties appear on every chart. For example, the header icons. We want tooltips to be there. This is the tooltip. When you hover over the cursor, what do you see? You do have advanced options here. Okay, we do have advanced options here too. All these are common to each chart. Visual here, you have size and style. The size and position of this particular chart, it can be created from here. You can also decide the background, visual border, and the shadow of this particular chart. Currently, I'm going to switch on the borders and the shadow here to show you how the basic formatting looks like. Below the size and style, we have title. Currently, title is sum of sales by region. Usually, we don't write like sum of sales by region. Instead, we will be writing total sales by region, or only sales by region will work too. You can also decide what kind of font should be there. Always follow the font given by the organization. They will have a fixed font to be used. You can also decide the font style, font size, if you want to give any background color to it. Also remember that it is once it is given, it can be reused multiple times. So no, we don't have to do it multiple times. We are formatting this only once. So this is a simple bar chart with the formatting techniques. Now we want to build up another chart. So let's see a line chart, everyone. Let's figure out trend over months. To create another chart, make sure that you click outside and none of the options should be visible for this particular chart. So click outside in the blank area and automatically you will see only the format option remains. Okay, that is the simple format for the page and the wallpaper. Once you're outside, let's go ahead and create a line chart, everyone. You might find the line chart here in the build pane. So click on the line chart and here we have the line chart. I'm going to place it up here on the second quadrant of the screen. You can see a preview of a line chart here. Now, since we're creating a line chart, always remember, line chart is always created to show a time series pattern and trend. Meaning we need a time series, a date column here. So we do have a date. We will simply check on date. And by default, that date goes into x-axis. You can see we have added year, quarter, month, and day, everything at once. Because date is a hierarchy, everyone. It's a natural hierarchy. So when you click on date here, it will add up to the day. Since let's see the sales trend over months. So we are not looking for day, we are not looking for quarter, we are only looking for year and month. So we will simply add year and month. We can simply cross it off here. Once we have the x-axis here, we want to see total sales here over trend over month. So we will check on sales, it will go to the y-axis. However, we are not looking at the line chart. What we have here is a single dot. Now let's figure out why. See here on the x-axis, it says that on 2023, this is the total sales. It means we have the data for only 1 year. Also observe, now you have multiple arrows icons at the corner of your chart. These multiple arrow icons are the options to drill down. Currently, we can see year-wise sales here. See these 2 parallel arrows? It says that go to next level in hierarchy. The next level in our date hierarchy is month. So if I click on double parallel arrows here, now we can see monthly pattern here. We will drill up with up arrow key here. You can see a single dot again. Similarly, you see this fork here. This will expand down to all the levels in the hierarchy. It looks like a hierarchy flowchart. When you click in here, it will show you year and month both. See the icon here. See the x-axis here. We have got January 23, May 23, July 23. And here we have a trend. So we have successfully made a line chart which is showing us sales trend over month. Let's format this properly, everyone. I'm going to switch on the format. To keep the size here, I'm going to switch off data label for now. I have switched off data pane for now. Here is the format, everyone. In this format, now you can see we have size and style. That is fine with us. Now we have, scroll down, we have something else other than the data labels. Always remember, in the line chart, we don't switch on the data labels. If you want to show the numbers on a line chart, it is always advisable to create the column chart or a table with the same date and the numerical value to show the numbers. Because here, line charts are only created to show trend and patterns and to predict those patterns there. Instead, what we have here is markers. When you switch on the markers, now you can see where each month lies that we cannot see on the x-axis here. When you increase the size of the line chart, okay, you might be able to see a little bit more. When we have switched on the markers, when you scroll down, you do have the option to change the shape of the marker. As you can see here right now, you can also increase the size of the marker. You can also go ahead and change the color of the line. Now, how do we change the color of the line here? So we scroll up here was our markers. Above the markers, here we have lines. And the lines here, currently we have just one line. So we are going for all. The line is solid, dashed, or dotted. So currently we are going with the solid line here. Joint type is round. You have here miter, bevel. Okay, it doesn't show anything here. This is the width, everyone. I'm keeping it round. It doesn't show any changes here. Now this is the width that you can increase here. Okay, and currently we are going to keep it either linear. You have got a smooth option here. It looks like this. And here is the step option. Currently I'm going to go with linear. And remember that it might not be available in your Power BI. This is the latest version we are working with. Of course, you can go ahead and change the line color from here. So this is the line chart, everyone. And do remember, we need to still work with the title. So we scroll up, go with the size and style, which is common to every chart here. We can scroll down here. We have visual borders and shadows if you want. Below that, you will find the title. Inside this title, we are going to name this as sales trend over months. Here, try to be give exactly similar. So here we have got line chart. I'm going to resize both of them so that they are looking aligned on our dashboard. We have seen a simple bar chart and a line chart. Next is a pie chart, everyone. As usual, to create another chart, we click outside in the area within the report. Now we can see a pie chart on the build pane. With the help of pie chart, we'll see sales contribution by category. So I'm going to click on pie chart. I'm switching off the format to have a better space. Now we can see the pie chart here. You want to see sales distribution by each category. So let's click on category, everyone. Automatically, you can see it is going to legend right now. Pie chart only shows the percentage distribution values here. So let's check on sales and directly go to the values. And automatically, you can see here, it is calculating the percentage for us. We can see category numbers are also here with the list of category legend here. So we do have got colors, we have got name of categories at the size as legend. Here, to make it readable and a better visualization, let's go ahead and format this pie chart. There are a few things that we are going to fix here. First is the vibrant colors. Second is I can see the number and the percentage. However, to connect it with which category it is, we have to still match the colors with the legend. Instead of that, we'll bring the name of the legend within the data label itself. So again, I will switch off data. I will switch on the format option here. The format options is specifically for the pie chart. You must have experienced by now. For every chart, there is a different options to format. Let's first fix the detail labels, everyone. So here they are not calling it data labels, they are calling it detail labels because we can add any details we want here. For example, we are not looking for number, we are looking for percentage and the name of category. So the details options here. Our position is outside. This is where we prefer here. Now we can go to label content, find here category and percent total. We do have more options here. We are going with category and percent of total, the most logical option right now. Now we can see both of them are here, right? Now we will expand the values. Again, you have the option here to change the color so that they are more visible. Maybe make them bold or increase the font size here. Now we can see here. Are there any units right now? There are no units. This is in percentage. Click on none. We do have the option to percentage decimal points. We can type 2. This is our detail labels. After detail labels here, we have the rotation. For example, if you want to show the highest one first, you have the option to rotate it and show the highest slice first. It all depends on you. Which kind of rotation are you looking for? These settings are similar to what you have seen in Excel so far. You'll find the exact same settings in Excel too. Now last is the vibrant colors and the legend. So we don't require legend anymore. We can simply switch it off here. Let's fix the colors. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to simply select the lighter version of each color. Remember that usually you will have a template given to you by your organization and you are supposed to follow that template and the colors that are associated with the brand. And that is a much better way to go. Currently, picking up the colors which are more soothing to the eyes and have a good contrast to be seen with each other. So this is our pie chart, everyone. Now in this pie chart here, we do like to go ahead and edit the title and the background and the shadow, right? Now we can actually do, what we can do here is we can again go here to size and style. With size and style, we have the visual border and the shadow, and below that we have got title. And this title here, this is sales contribution by category. So let's name it properly, sales contribution by category. Okay, we can increase the size, we can change the font style right now. We can give a background color here and make it at center. Now, this is our pie chart, everyone. Next chart is donut chart. Let's explore the donut chart here. Let's figure out profit by region. So we have profit margin here by region. To do that, to see profit margin by region here, let's see it by donut chart. Now to create a donut chart here, it is just beside the pie chart. Again, click outside in the region. We are going to click on the donut chart here. In this donut chart, we have the exact same portion here. Remember that donut chart and pie chart are exactly similar in concept. However, they do look different, as you can see here right now. You can see the preview of the donut chart. It is quite different from pie chart. It is still showing the percentage distribution here, but the center part of the pie, it looks like a ring. So let's go ahead and view how does a donut chart look like. We are simply going to check on region and the profit as we did for the pie chart. Now we would like to go ahead and you can see here it is exactly like the pie chart with the middle circle is gone. We would like to go ahead and format it similar to the pie chart with all the regions written here with only the region and the percentage of the profit here. And of course, we would also like to write the title here as it is. But since we are in Power BI, we don't need to go ahead and format it every time. Since we are in Power BI, we are not supposed to do redundant steps here. We'll simply go ahead and select pie chart. We can click on Format Painter. We can come back here. You can see the paintbrush is here. And now click. And here we are. You can see the title has been changed. You can see the labels are here. Only thing that is not changed is the colors. So we now open the format. We switch on the data here. In the format, I'll go to slices and again, I'm going to simply select a shade lighter than the original color here. Here we are. You can see sum of profit by region. Of course, you would like to go ahead and change to a proper title. So let's give the title as profit margin by region. As you can see, there is no OK button. Whatever changes you do in the format pane and build pane, they are automatically applied here. That is total region by, we have seen 4 charts: bar chart, line chart, a pie chart, and a donut chart. Now, next is we will see a little bit advanced visualizations. For that, I'm going to the next part here. I have added one more sheet, named it Basic Charts 2. And you can see I have a background here. What are the other basic charts that we're going to see? In here, we are going to see stacked bar chart, drill through line chart, and a map visualization. Let's first see what is a stacked bar chart. We are into the build here. The first chart that you see here is called as a stacked bar chart. A stacked bar chart, as you can see here, it looks like a normal bar chart. However, we do have the option. We do have the option here to add more than one categorical value and see the distribution over one single numerical value here. For example, here we can see units sold by region and category. Region and category being two categorical variables. And we want to see the distribution of units sold by region and category both. So first check on region, then on category. You will see automatically they will place themselves. Since there are 4 regions, regions will go to y-axis here. Legend is coming back to category. And now we check on units sold, everyone. And it goes directly to the x-axis here. And here is our stacked bar chart. Of course, it is the exact same bar chart, right? With in each bar is getting divided into individual regions here. So here category, we have groceries and region both. I don't want to go ahead and do the formatting all over again. So we can go back here. We can select the bar chart. We can format paint it and paint it out here. Now let's understand this bar chart effectively. Each color represents individual category. So as you can see here, okay, we have got clothing, electronics, furniture, and groceries. And each of these numbers represent the number of units sold in that particular category in that particular region. It means that 362 units of groceries have been sold in this region. And within one bar, we can see the differences here. This is units sold by region and country. It is a stacked bar chart, everyone. Let's resize and keep it here. Let's explore the formatting options that we have here. You will find the formatting options are exactly similar to what we have seen before. We have same data labels, but here we do have total labels here. Total labels will give us total by whichever we have on the y-axis. Right now, I don't see much use of the x-axis right now. So we can scroll up. We can go to the x-axis and we can say that I don't want to see neither the values here nor the title, which will give us a better space. It will give us a better space here. This is a stacked bar chart. Now let's learn in detail what is a drill through line chart. Let's learn. To understand about the drill through line chart, you might be thinking that we have just seen a line chart. We have drilled through that. Yes, we did. But now we have to actually learn the difference between the continuous and the discrete drilling down in line chart. So let's see here. We are going to go ahead and explore the line chart again. So click outside, please. Then click on the line chart here. The line chart appears, as you can see here right now. As we are aware, line chart requires the time series. So we go ahead and we check on date hierarchy, which automatically goes into x-axis here. Now this date hierarchy actually goes ahead and gives us the drill down ability. We don't want to drill till individual day here. We are looking for only year, quarter, and month. Usually we only have one line that we have seen so far. So we go ahead and we check on sales for now. Now we are aware that currently it is showing us only by year. That's why we have just one dot, because we do not have multiple years. And we are also aware that we can go to the next level in hierarchy. This time, the next level in hierarchy is quarters. So when you go ahead and go to the next level in hierarchy here, okay, what you're looking at quarter-wise total here. Sum of sales for each quarter. Since it is only 1 year, this particular sales of quarter is fine. It shows us quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. However, if you had multiple years, like 2022, 23, 24, and so on, then it will still show quarter 1 total sales from all of the years. Meaning, currently it is showing us discretely only for quarters. It is not considering that quarter belongs to a certain year. Similarly, you can see right now, since we have one more hierarchy left, that is month, we do have this is still activated. If we go in here, we do have monthly distribution of sales over the month. In here also, it will aggregate every year, month sales over all the years that are present. So it is just 1 year. It doesn't show much difference to us. Now I will drill up again and we see quarters again, and then here we see years. Now if I go ahead and switch in here, expand all down to one level in hierarchy, here you can see same January, April, July, and October 2023 here. However, it does write month on the x-axis, but this line chart shows only as per quarters. You'll also find that currently this will also ask you that here is still the scope of drilling down is available. So we go ahead and we click here again. And here we are having exact same line chart as we have seen before after the drill down. What is meant by drilling down more here? So here you can click on the chart here. Now, since we are looking at the basic charts here, let's also explore. Right now, we have only just one line. We have always added only one line in a line chart. Let's also go ahead and add profit here within the line chart. Now, you can see we have got two lines, everyone. And now both the lines can be drilled up or can be drilled down. And we can compare the trend between profit and sales. Again, we will go back to basic charts here for the formatting. We will go ahead and get our format painter here. And use the format painter to format our line charts. Since we have got two lines here, we might want to go ahead and change the colors. So we will go scroll down here. We do have lines. We can decide the color for individual line. So remember that when we go to the lines here, you need to select which line you want to change the color for. So for example, I'm going for sum of profit. We will scroll down here and we expand the color. Now we can change the color here for the profit like this. As you can see, this width and everything will remain exactly same as the formatting before. Below the lines here, we do have markers. Again, for the markers, you can choose which particular line are you looking forward to. Go ahead and change the markers for. I'm simply changing the color for the markers here. So right now, what we can see here is sum of sales and sum of profit here. You can see here, it says add a legend title right now. This is for sum of sales and sum of profit, but we don't see the title is required. So we can collapse these options right now, scroll up and find the legend. Within the legend here, we do require the sum of profit and the sum of sales. This particular explanation here in the legend that what these lines represent. We do have the option right now to switch off the title. We don't need the title anymore, so we can see the titles right here. If you think that these are too small to be seen, you can increase the font size here. And you can decide the position of the legend too. You can keep them at top right. So at the end here, you can see that what these lines are for. You can also decide to keep them here too. So it all depends on you. Where would you like to keep the legends? Currently, I'm going to keep them at top and center. So these are the line charts where we have two lines in one single chart here. Of course, if you want to go ahead and set the title here, you can always go to the title and change the title here to monthly sales and profit trend. Sales and profit trends. To remember that these drill through options will be available to the end user too, whether they have editing rights or not. This is one of the interactive features in Power BI. Next, the most interesting one here is the map. As you can see right now, in Power BI, we do have multiple different type of maps. This is our basic bubble map. Another is filled map. This is shape map. This is an Azure map. Yes, it is related to Azure. We have to go ahead and we will see the map from there. Another map is ArcGIS map. That on all these maps are needed to be this map here. Simple map is available to everyone. This doesn't need to be activated here. So first, let me show you how to activate the map visuals here, and then we'll go ahead and create a map. File here, everyone. We go to options and settings. And options and settings, we go to options. Options. We have two types of settings, global settings and the current file settings. We'll do our global settings here. In the global settings, go to security. In security, scroll down, and you can check on, you can go ahead and check on ArcGIS for Power BI. You can also check on map and filled map visuals. We are simply activating them. After activating them, Power BI might ask you to restart the whole software application. Remember that restarting means closing each and every instance of Power BI that you have opened up currently. After security, you have regional settings, and then you have preview features here. Now, these preview features here, might differ in your case and this particular version here. As you can see, the first checkbox is shape map visual. Simply check on that, please. You can also go ahead and explore other options here. These are not related to the map for now. Simply check on shape map visual. So we have done 2 settings here, everyone. First setting was security and the second is preview features to switch on the maps. And then click on OK, everyone. It might ask you to restart it. Yes, you need to restart to activate the maps. So save your file and restart. Currently, maps are already activated in mine, so I will continue with to show you the map visualization. To create the map visualization, as usual, click on the blank space here. This is the first map that we are creating. As you can see, it shows that it's a bubble map. We can see the bubbles here and the grayed out preview feature too. To create the map here, we are going to use the geographical columns here like country and state. When you're creating a map, look at the options that we have available here: location, legend, latitude, longitude, bubble size, and tooltips. We don't need to have latitude and longitudes here since we have country and state. Please remember that any data visualization tool, if you have the ISO standard spelling of country and state, correct spellings as per ISO standard, then any data visualization software can go ahead and fetch the latitude and longitudes and place them on the map visualizations. If you require to pinpoint a certain geographic location, okay, which can be a pin code or maybe it is a particular district or a street area, then you might require the exact latitude and longitude to be uploaded here. For now, we will check on country and state. When you check on country and state, the bubble chart doesn't look good. Why? Because by default, you can see the country is getting added into location and the state directly going to the legend. However, we want our state to be added below the country. So we'll drag and drop the state below the country here. As usual, you can see, and we will close off the legend from here. Now you can see we have got bubbles across here, right? The countries here, and we do have the option of drill down. Once we drill down here, we will see a few more bubbles across. So now it is showing us individual states in each country. That's good for now. So we have bubble here. If we will scroll down, you will also find currently these bubbles are only showing the position right now. If we scroll down here, we have few more options like legend. Then we have options here like bubble size. It means that we can use the bubble size here to see how much sales has happened where. And as soon as I drag and drop the sales into the bubble size here, it is sum of sales right now, and we can see the size of the bubble has changed, and we can figure out the highest sales here is in Scotland. Similarly, we have legend. In the legend here, if I will go ahead and bring a state again into the legend, you will find that each state is colored separately. We can see the legend up here. Let's go ahead and format this map. To format this map here, everyone, we will go ahead and switch on the format options here. In the format options, we do have very less options in the format visual settings here. First is our legend, which is not properly visible. So we can switch on the legend right now. The position is top left, which is not properly visible. We can go ahead and keep them on the left side stacked like this. Now they are pretty much visible to us. We don't need the title right now. We know these are states. So we can switch on the title here. Now we have the whole map in front of us. We do have few map settings. In these map settings here, okay, we have different styles of map. This is our road map right now. We do have an aerial map, which we are accustomed to, the satellite map. We have dark themed map and the light themed map here. Please do remember that if you're using dark theme, your whole report has to be dark themed. This is our grayed out map, and it's a simple road map here. Why it's called a road map? Because if you will zoom in, okay, you can actually see the road maps here, just like this. Next here is controls of the map. In controls of the map here, currently it is automatic zoom here. For example, if I click on west here, it will show me only west region and it will automatically zoom on that particular part. You can also add the zoom buttons out here. So you will have plus and minus zoom buttons here too. This is all in the maps. So currently what we have created is a bubble map, everyone, and we can see each bubble here and where we have the signs. Now it depends on you. How would you like to keep your legend and add more colors to it? And as usual, okay, we want to go ahead and format the title here. So we can always go ahead and use Format Painter and we can have the title painted here. Use the Format Painter to paint the title here. Of course, we can always go ahead to the title here. And what we are looking at here is the sales distribution by location. So let's give a proper title, everyone. This is sales distribution by location. You might have observed that there is no option here to add data labels here. We do have category labels. Category labels will simply go ahead and switch on the name of the state and the country. If you have city and district name too, it will add it back to here. However, we cannot go ahead and show the labels out there. So I don't like the state labels always. Okay. It crowds your map and it is not properly visible. I'm going to switch on the category labels right here. So everyone, these are stack bar chart, multiple line chart, and a bubble map. Now let's go ahead and create a report out of these charts that we've created so far. In this report here, we will also add few more objects and we'll make our report interactive. Now in Power BI, there's a difference between a report and a dashboard. In general, what we call a dashboard is the collection of multiple charts and other objects, which are either interactive or static, but they should serve and solve a particular objective or a function. However, in Power BI, whenever we are working in Power BI desktop, each of these pages that you open up, and when you have multiple charts on it, it is called as an individual report. When we will publish this into Power BI service, or you can call it online Power BI, currently we call it Microsoft Fabric, then there we create a dashboard, and that dashboard can create charts from multiple Power BI reports, not only one data set, from multiple data sources too. So dashboard is a different part. What we are going to create here is an interactive report. Now that we have all charts on individual report page, let's go ahead and copy paste few charts here within the pages too. Report page, we are going to design it as per the objective of analyzing our sales and profit for this particular retail store. First, let's give a title to the report, everyone. To give a title here in the Home tab, we'll go ahead and click on text box. In the text box here, I'm going to simply type right now that it's an annual sales for performance report. So this is annual sales performance report. And we are keeping it for retail sales. 2023, for example. Now this is a text box. I'm going to increase the size of the text box here. Of course, the data that we have written here, it is not visible. So you can Control A or select as I've done right now. I'm going to change the font size here. I'm going to keep it bold. Let's keep it at the center. I am going to change the size of this retail sales 2023 that I've written here. Like this. And here we are. So this is our annual sales performance report. What I'm going to do here is showing you another way to create this. I'm going to select this whole thing. Alright, I am going to make it a little bit gray. Of course, white and gray is not visible. So we go ahead and we open the format option for it. And in the format option, within size and style here, we are going to give it a background color. We are going to give it a darker background color here. And here we are. Much better. We will give it a border too and a shadow here. So this is going to be our title for the report. You can size and place the title. Once the title is here, you do have few options like padding. Okay, what does that mean as how far it is from the borders here. If you want, you can go ahead and decrease or increase them as per your choices. Within the visual borders here, okay, you can change the color of the border here. Corners rather than a rectangle. Here you can have the rounded corner rectangle. You can see it looks like this. Here, do you see the rounded here? Rounded corners here. It looks like this. So right now, this is the title that we have given. After the given title, let's go ahead and get few charts. So first I'm going to go ahead and get the simple bar chart. I'm simply copying and pasting for now. and keeping them at a certain place. I'm also going to get our line chart and the map here. As you can see right now, we are resizing it. Every chart is getting resized here. Since we are bringing all the charts together to create a certain report that can give us the performance of sales here. I'm also going to bring our pie chart, and a donut chart. It does look everything is very small and compact. However, it is because we are currently designing in the zoomed out version here. As in when we will resize it to a proper viewing capacity of your laptop screen and the general 16:9 size, it is going to be perfectly visible. So we do have our all charts here. Let's go ahead and add few more objects that are required in the reports. Few other objects are, first, let's go ahead and add a slicer for country. Why not see the sales distribution by region, by category, and by location for each country? To bring out the slicer here, click outside on the, and here is the slicer, everyone. This is how the icon looks like. What is a slicer here? Slicer here is an interactive filter which the end user can directly interact with. They can change the view of the whole report. And this particular slicer by default will be connected to each and every chart here. So if I select here, for example, Australia, you can see it zoomed in into Australia here. I can see over the time here. You can see contribution by category and region too. If you want to clear it out, okay, you can go ahead and clear selections from here. However, we do have an option. So if I open up the formatting options here for slicer, okay, we go to slicer settings. In slicer settings, we have vertical list. That's good. This is what we are looking for. In the selection, we can go ahead and switch on the select all button. Select all button, make it easier for the end user to understand what's going on here. And if they want to go ahead and uncheck any selection here, okay, they can simply go ahead and select all too. It gives them flexibility to understand how the slicer works. Now, after the slicer here, I would like to keep my KPIs and the aggregate numbers on the display here. To do that, we have multi-row cards. So again, click outside here. I'm going to click on multi-row cards. Cards are the display cards here. In these cards, we can go ahead and display any numbers that we are looking for. I'm going to show the cards here. I'm simply placing it in the available space here. Inside this card, as you can see here, within the format and the build, it simply has one option to fill, that is fields. In this fields here, let's go ahead and check on our numerical variables, like we have got sales here, profit here, and number of units sold. When you check on these, within the format here, we do have the option here to make them visible property. For example, we can go ahead and decide the font here, which kind of font you will be looking for values and the labels too. So I'm going to increase the font style for values. Okay, you can go ahead and also decide the font style too. So these are category labels and these are the numbers here. The cards here. Okay, you can go ahead and decide the background color for individual card too. Now there are multiple formatting options available for us. If you want to go ahead and give border to these, okay, you can go ahead and give the border too. Like this. Okay. So now here are our multi-cards. Multi-cards, we can have our KPIs placed, like we can see our sales, total profit, and the sum of units sold too. This is multi-cards here. When you talk about objects on a report here, okay, now we have got a slicer and multi-row cards here. Now we can also have an image. How do we insert an image here? We can always go to the insert drop down here. Right hand side here, you can see image. This is an image that we have here. Let's find another. Here I'm using one image right now. Okay, a general logo here. Here for Simplilearn. As you can see, the image is right here. I'm going to keep it here. Now remember that this image can serve multiple purposes too. You can add actions into it. You can add multiple formatting options too. So right now I am not giving any title to it. Okay, and this is our image style. Currently the scaling is normal. Either we can fit it to the size here, or we can ask it to fill whatever size that we create here. It all depends on us that how we would like to go ahead and view this image. And save this image here. Right? Now it all depends on what kind of scaling you are looking for here. So here we have added an image as a logo, everyone. I'm keeping the scaling as normal. So if you're working with me here, congratulations. You have created a fully interactive Power BI dashboard with bar charts, line charts, pie charts, and map visualization too. Now let's go ahead and decide the interactive part, everyone. Here, whenever you click on a chart here, you will find two extra tabs called as Format, Data, and Drill. Let's go to the Format here. So currently I'm selecting the bar chart here. I go to the Format. In the Format here, we have on the left and upper corner, we have Edit Interactions. This Edit Interactions here decides that how each chart decides to behave with another objects and charts available on this particular report. When we switch on Edit Interactions, you can find that this particular bar chart is currently filtering out the map. We have three options here: highlight, filter, and stop, meaning none. So currently it is highlighting the donut chart, highlighting the pie chart here, filtering the line chart, and filtering the map. What does that mean? So let's see here. If I click on West bar chart, you can see the line is getting filtered out. Your bubbles are changing. However, look at your pie chart. Your pie chart currently has highlighted a certain area of a certain slice of that particular West region. And within the West region here, it is trying to highlight within the donut that how much percentage is here. So for West, it only highlights West as 32%. We would like to change that. We would like that only filter should work. So we go ahead and we highlight filter and we highlight filter here. We can go ahead and decide the interaction for individual charts too. So if I click on the pie chart here, I would like it to filter out the bar chart and filter out the profit margin chart too. I click on the donut chart. I will make sure that it filters out the bar and the pie chart here. Similarly, we decide for the line chart here. Okay, it is going to filter out each chart here. By default, everything is set on highlight. Same with the map here. We can select on map here. And we can ask it to go ahead and filter out each chart that is associated with it. If you want that no one should be able to click on the line chart and filter out anything else, then you can go ahead and select none. If you select none, then it will not be parted out here. Once you're done with the settings for individual charts, you can go ahead and switch off edit interactions here. And remember to save your work. Now let's see how does it look like. This is our final report, everyone. If I want to go ahead and see what's happening in Australia, I can simply check here the slicer. Okay, we can see the Australia here. Over the time, how was the sales? How was the profit there? What was the how the sales? We have sold out clothing at 41%. And the highest grossing region has been West here too. So if I click on West within Australia, the West region, we can see the West here, we can see the South here, okay, we can see the North and the East here too. In a similar manner, we can go ahead and check for another countries too. And you can see how easily and smoothly the map moves. And we can go ahead and give multiple filters by using slicers and multiple charts too. If you want to go ahead and give multiple filters, always remember, you can select on individual chart by holding on to control on your keyboard, just like this. So West into clothing store, this is how the sales and the profit has been working.
Australia, if I want to go ahead and see the vest and only the clothing, this is the trend that we see. If I select only for UK, this is the trend that we see in UK and US too. So here we are applying multiple filters too. So congratulations everyone, you have created a fully interactive Power BI dashboard with multiple charts and interactions. Remember, always choose the right visualization for your data. Avoid clutter and focus on insights. Use interactivity to make your reports engaging for the end user. Thank you very much everyone. If you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. And see you in the next video with text measures. Thank you very much.
So that's a wrap on our full course. If you have any doubts or questions, you can ask them in the comment section below. Our team of experts will reply you as soon as possible. Thank you and keep learning with Simplilearn.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.